We are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one where we be greater together. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet. I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I really didn't like that title, but I was trying to think of something for the Spider-Man aspect of it, and then I knew that the tagline was "Be Greater Together," but then it says "We Be," and I don't like "weebies," so I don't like.
Wasn't it a tagline saying "We be fast, you be slow"? What was that?
We be fast.
We be fast, you be slow.
I don't know.
That was something. I don't know what it was from, but it just I read it and that's what I heard in my head.
I keep thinking of like remember the Titans, strong side, left side, strong side. There's the whole thing, which I think
Left
football.
cheek.
Yeah, ass cheek.
Left cheek. I have to look this up now.
Yeah, you look that up.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. What does he say? Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I knew it was something. We be gathering.
Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube wherever you get your podcast. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. What's up, Phil? Grabs, Eric, Cookie, and Ian. How are you on this fine Sunday? And in one case, Monday morning. Thanks for watching. As always, guys, thanks so much. Chris, we're starting off with a game. Are you ready? Are you ready for a game?
I could have saw what the game was, but I didn't want to click on it. I figured we'll wait to see what it is together.
All right, so I'm going to do this here.
Oh, okay. Do I need to take the banner off?
Yeah, you can leave it on. That's fine. Okay, so here's what I want you to do.
There's nothing there to rank.
I know that. Listen, tough guy. Okay. Okay, so I want you to blindly rank the members of the Bat family. Okay? And I'm going to give you 5 members of the Bat family, and you don't know which one comes next.
I've seen this on TikTok. Okay.
Yes, exactly. This is not a new game. I did not invent this game, but I'm stealing this game for our purposes.
Okay, we could steal this game.
Can you handle? Okay, so the first one is Batgirl.
2.
All right, let me get here. 2. Boom. 2.
Oh, and you got cool pictures for this. I like this.
I worked. It took me, 10, 5, 10 seconds to do so. All right,
yeah. Cookie's got a question, and we can't change the order?
No.
So once it's set, it's set?
Once it's set, it's set. That's right.
Okay.
Yes. And Batgirl is Barbara.
There's only one. There's Barbara.
In this sense, this is what we're doing. Okay, next, Alfred Pennyworth.
Damn it. I guess 3 can go to Alfred.
All right, 3. Good.
I'm holding out for the number 1. I think I'm hoping that you have him on the list.
Okay, Ace the Bat Hound.
5.
Okay, we're going with Ace the Bat Hound at 5. We'll go. There you go.
What Ace is that from?
I have no idea. I typed in Ace the Bat Hound, and that must be it. Maybe it's from I don't know. I have no idea what it's from.
It's from Batwheels.
Maybe that's what it is. That's a good 5.
I think Grabs watched that with his boy. Is that from Batwheels, Grabs?
Mm-hmm. Both Ian and Grabs both say 5 as well. Okay, Nightwing.
4.
4. Okay.
Now I'm scared to see who the number 1 is.
And
probably something like Gaggy or something.
He's not a member of that Bat family.
He might as well be. We love him just the same.
All right, so you ready? Ready for your final pick?
Yeah. What you got?
All right. It's not bad, but it's Catwoman.
Oh, she's
at number 1.
She would have probably been my number 5 if I knew that.
Okay, so now that it's all done, re-rank. What would you have done?
Alfred number 1, Batgirl number 2, Nightwing 3, Ace is still 5, and Catwoman be 4.
Catwoman at 4. There you go.
Yeah.
When I made this list, and I put Ace the Bat Hound as kind of the one real throw off, and I should have put another difficult.
I was expecting Damien.
Yeah, see, and I didn't want to do that to you because I knew I could have left that one to very end, but then I knew that's why you were leaving it open.
Yeah, that was.
I tried to play a trick on you. So
tricky.
That's right.
Very tricky of you. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a Rankum game. I don't know if we're going to keep doing it or not, but this is something I thought of for tonight. So
That's fun.
we'll see. We'll see what happens next week.
I wonder what else we could rank. All kinds of stuff.
Well, that's what I was trying to think of too. If like I thought of horror movies. Like I know we got something going on next week. I don't know if we could make that work with a whole bunch of people.
We'll see.
Other themed ones. I'll try and think of.
I mean, if that's the trick, where's the treat?
Listen, that wasn't treat enough, Eric. I tell you.
I think it was a treat more than
You're
treat.
just mad that Huntress isn't on there.
That may be it.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of easy ones, and Bat Family is a tough one to use too. Like, there's not a lot of bad members of the Bat Family, so
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
All right, Chris. So what'd you get up to this week? What'd you read, or what did you watch?
So I read some stuff today. This week was Rumpus Room number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little disappointed in this week's.
Poor Rumpus Room.
Yeah, it was a lot of dialogue that was kind of confusing because I didn't understand who was narrating and who was speaking. But the general story is still there. It's fine. It's only a limited comic anyway. I think it's 5 issues or 5 or 6. So it was fine. I'm sure it'll pick up again once we get back to the crazy stuff. But or maybe it was just a shock value of the first issue that works. I don't know. Right. We'll have to see how it evens out. But I read that. I did get to Kill Your Darlings number 2, which that was a good time. I was pretty surprised with the way it ends. Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Love that little elephant pig.
Yeah.
What they call him, a pig?
Wallace.
Yeah, but like I forget. Like he says, Rose's friend calls him a little elephant.
I'm an elephant pig.
Yeah, Ella pig or something. He says, yeah.
It's cute. It's murder. It's a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a theme today, by the way.
I actually think cute murder is my aesthetic. I think I've decided this, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, Kill Your Darlings was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I just think that it's an interesting concept, you know, and the story is not something I would usually read. Which again, I enjoy stuff when it's outside of my comfort zone. You know, if it's not Batman or some kind of vampire thing, it's considered outside of what I normally read. So I enjoyed that a lot.
I was surprised about the time jump in it.
I was too. I didn't expect that, but it also makes more sense because she's fairly young in the first issue, and I'm sure that there's not a lot to talk about except she's sad.
Yeah.
Although they do talk about her going to a foster home. So I would like to see what that was about. Like, did they just go from you killed your mom to here's a foster home? You know, I'm kind of curious, but I don't think we're going to get it, that's fine. I think there's a bigger story at hand here. So really happy with that. But my book of the week is definitely, I had to think about what I was saying, but it's definitely Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Can See. Before we get to that, we got a couple of comments. Grab says, Rumpus Room, the comic that can't be adequately described. It really can't. And this issue, second issue, did not help. It's like an evil billionaire keeps people in his
Rumpus Room
basement. Yeah, there's a prison. I mean, it's been long enough. I can say what the twist is. I think.
Yeah.
He's grinding people into skin cream.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's amazing, the concept. He grinds them into skin cream that he's selling, and he's using himself to. Actually, in this issue, you see him applying it like it's nothing. They don't even mention that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, Rumpus Room. Travis is here. Hey, Travis. Ian says, I just read Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees after Chris's recommendation. Not what I was expecting. Yes. So this book is amazing, first of all. And again, cute murder, I think that might be my thing because it's cute.
It's in.
And there's a lot of murder. And it's not just regular murder. It's insanely graphic shit. We're going to describe it that way.
But that's like body dismemberment and all that good stuff.
And the thing with the brain and the nail.
Yeah.
I mean, put that on the cover. insane shit. But it's also so cute. It actually, what was eerie about it, it reminds me of this line of toys my daughter plays with called Calico Critters.
Yep.
It's Calico Critters, but they're killing each other. It's really interesting, and I didn't expect it. Because, I mean, we've seen the cover, of course, so like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then when you read what it actually is, I think you said it's Arthur meets Dexter.
Yeah.
And it's insanely graphic, maybe even to a gratuitous point.
I would agree with that, and I think that's more or less the idea, specifically with the first issue. It's like, oh, look at these cute things, and oh wait, no, they're doing horrible, brutal, violent things added onto it. So I think that was more or less the point, and I think that's okay. Is also.
I'm not complaining.
It's okay to be gratuitous at times to tell, make a point, or to tell a story.
In that last shot with
yeah,
like what is this? So yeah, all in on this. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, we got something here. This is good.
I like that turn of phrase. That's good.
Way more graphic than I was expecting. Yeah, like I knew it was going to have a killer animal,
right?
But I kind of assume maybe the animal's killing, I don't know, for a reason, like to maybe save itself, help somebody,
sure.
Or just kills other killers like Dexter. Right. I didn't know it was this. And then what was also fascinating about it is you have the talking like human-like animals, and then you have just animals, which I don't know how that works just yet. And I'm assuming they're not going to explain it, which is fine. But I just thought that was something.
I like the idea of a small town and everything that happens inside of it is like a worst kept secret kind of deal. And like the more and more as the story is unfolded, you get to realize what's happening in this small town, that it's not so perfect and it's not so friendly and cuddly. Even without the animals aspect to it, even if it was like these were humans and the story was told this way. I just like that idea of a small town looking like it's, the perfect place in the world. It's like little Anytown, USA type of deal. And then as you dig deeper and deeper into the town and you realize what's happening here, I love that aspect to it. And then you add in the cute animals and all that kind of stuff. Exactly. You add that aspect to it. It just kind of makes the book more enjoyable to read, more enjoyable to look at. And it's just like more or less an attention grabber or some kind of hook to keep you interested in it. So exactly, it's got the good art and the good character designs, the different different way of going about the story with them being animals instead of just a story about humans.
If it was humans, I probably wouldn't care, but because it's animals, this is awesome.
Exactly, and I think that's the hook, right? Like you're on this Twig thing ever since Twig about there being cute animals and terrible things happening to them or great things happening to them. But I think that idea that hooks you right away, and I think that hooks you right away, and then as the story progresses, you realize that it's more than that. It's more than those cute little characters. It's a deep underbelly of of whatever's happening in the small town.
Menacing stuff.
Menacing is a good
horror. I really love the book though.
Yep.
Book of the week.
It's great. It's great fun, and I like the art is a big sell for me. Like I love the covers. I think the covers are really interesting. If you
only saw the one cover.
Yeah, if you look ahead to the future issues, there's the one. I can't. Maybe it's the one that's coming out for issue 2. Is the pig lady looking in the window at a pig head? Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting going on. I don't know if that's the second issue. I'm gonna have to look though. Yes, it is second issue. And then the third issue is a strange one as well. So the covers are very good.
Very excited to read more of this whole world.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess there's no humans. I think it's all animals.
It's all it's just like if That's what I figured. It's just a story. If they were humans, but they're not, they're just animals, and they're kind of building off that idea. So,
And they're cute.
and they're cute, and they kill things. So
yes, viciously.
Nothing wrong with that.
In paint cans.
Yeah. All of the good things.
All of it. But that's what I read. What'd you read? Other than
that was it for me. I didn't read anything newer other than those two as well. Not that I can remember, anyways. Just double check the.
I was going through my list today, and I didn't know Rumpus Room was out, so I read that first because I was pretty excited. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kill Your Darlings, which was a pick-me-up, and then one finale of my reading day.
Yeah, Ian mentioned Swan Songs number 4. I haven't got to it yet, but I'm interested in reading that one. I read the Justice League King Kong
I saw that
Godzilla book. Yeah, it didn't do it for me. There wasn't enough of the King Kong and Godzilla stuff, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I forget when we were talking about Transformers, all you really cared about is seeing Transformers beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
If I'm watching Godzilla or King Kong or reading a Godzilla King Kong thing, I just want to see lots of kaiju and lots of monsters just beating the hell out of Batman and Superman. So there wasn't enough of that in the first issue. Hopefully we get some more in the second issue, though. Are
the kaiju friendly in this book, or are they enemies?
No, they're enemies. And the Justice League are just doing their thing, trying to, I can't remember actually if there's a supervillain subplot in the back, or I can't remember who it is. So
it really is just the Justice League fighting Godzilla.
Exactly. Okay. But not enough of it though. Which was the key for me. Not enough of that. I want to see Superman just punch Godzilla. I want to see a.
But will the fight be over then?
Why?
I mean, can't Superman defeat Godzilla?
I don't know. That's what I want to find out. That's what I'm hoping I was going to find out in these issues.
I think we're in a new level of geekdom here, where we have to ask: can't Superman just fight with Godzilla?
That's right.
Is that not a thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Kryptonian versus whatever the hell Godzilla is. Because I don't understand what Godzilla is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I think in the Matthew Broderick
movies, he's the nuclear experiment or something, and he's from the core of whatever that is.
Okay.
They go in the core in, is it Kong Skull Island, or the Godzilla one where they go to the core and they go to their own world? It's like inside the Earth or something. All that stuff doesn't matter to me. I just want big monsters beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that should be the tagline.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. Just big monsters beat the shit out of it. I'm in. Cut out all the humans. I don't even need dialogue in it.
Yep.
Just put a cool score and I'm happy. Or like I had the tiger when the big fight happens. Can we do that?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Or like the song from the opening in Blade. Let's have that. I don't need dialogue. I don't think I'll be reading that though.
Yeah, I'll keep reading it just for fun, because that's what I'm hoping it's going to be as the series goes along.
Yeah, I think it would be this simple, like Eric says. Superman drags Godzilla back out to sea, then hits Kong with the Daily Planet, the globe. Yep. I would think that's all you need.
Yeah, just more of it. That's all.
Yeah, just more of it.
So I didn't read anything else other than that, Chris. Same as you.
Grabs is reading The Hobbit still, and he's got into the Harry Potter stuff with his kids, and that's kind of got me thinking. I sort of want to read the Harry Potter books, but I don't know if I would want to get rid of the memory of the movie. Does that make sense? Because like sometimes you see the movie, then you read the book, like the book is so much better. Why did they? And then you can't watch the movie the same way.
I do agree with that sentiment in some cases. I don't feel that way for Harry Potter because there are things in the movies that are just so special because of the actors that are involved. Specifically the stuff that has to do with Hagrid or Snape or Dumbledore. And the books are great, obviously, but I don't know if I feel that sense about wishing or hoping that I hadn't read or watched or read something because of the other. I never really thought about that before though, but I don't expect that to be the case with Harry Potter.
Grab says, I honestly don't agree with that. You can separate things. At least I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can too for the most part. But then like Interview with the Vampire is a great example because I can watch it, but I'm thinking, hey, this is different.
Yeah,
Or
that's right.
Moon Knight when it comes to comics.
Yeah.
Even John Carpenter's Vampires. The book is written by John Stakely, and the book is completely different than the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one I watched. Like this might have been better if they stuck to the book.
But does the book have Billy Baldwin in it?
Thankfully, no. Actually, in the book, Balak isn't even the main antagonist. It's also a lot of it's based here in Dallas, which is a rare thing. Nothing is ever based here.
Nothing is based in Dallas.
Nothing is ever based here. Like RoboCop is here, but they say it's Detroit.
That's right.
It's the weirdest thing.
It's one of those places that looks like a lot of places.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I guess there's nothing special about the city, so maybe that's why. But in RoboCop specifically, they show two of our landmarks. There's that.
That is weird.
Yeah. Eric says Dracula the 31 film is better than the Stoker book. Yeah, I agree with that. Grab says, hey, I haven't seen the movies. Now I'm going to think every character is Billy Baldwin.
No, James Woods also.
Yeah, everybody is James Woods or Billy Baldwin.
Yeah. I love vampires. It's a lot of fun.
It's a good movie. Well, I wouldn't say it's good, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. I just like when James Woods making small talk with the priest or whatever.
Oh yeah, Padre.
Padre, yeah. Jesus.
Check out the sequels; those are a real gas. The one with Bon Jovi is top tier cinema.
Sweet Mike.
Anyway.
Anyways.
You watch anything?
Yeah. So I did The Shining and Doctor Sleep watches this week. I love The Shining. Incredible. Always have loved it. But then I watched Doctor Sleep, the director's cut, which I hadn't seen before. And I've only saw Doctor Sleep in the first time, and the only time before this time was in theaters only. And I remember not liking it as much. That was, it's over 2.5 hours long, I think. So I was probably too tired and didn't want to go there and hated going to the theater, blah, 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 blah. But it's so good. And specifically this director's cut. And there is a conversation, I think, oftentimes, and this is kind of interesting about your book to movies watch, Chris, but is there movies that you've seen where there's a director's cut and a regular cut, where the director's cut is the only cut? Like, I don't remember what the theatrical cut was anymore. I only saw it the once, and then I watched the director's cut. There weren't moments in it where I was like, oh, was that in the movie? Or that didn't feel like it was in the theatrical. That didn't seem like it fit. That felt like an extended scene in some cases. When I watched the director's cut, everything worked perfectly, and it's over 3 hours long, this one. And I watched it at home. I watched it over 2 nights, which helps. Obviously why I love home viewing so much. But yeah, Chris, director's cuts where there is one and it's the only cut that you think is the cut.
Does Snyder's Justice League count as that? Or, I don't know if you count that as a director's cut or a separate movie.
I would consider it because there's two versions of the movie.
I would say Snyder's Justice League, and I don't know if I've seen many director's cuts where I've said that is the better one. I mean, they each have their own like perks. Like the director's cut of Daredevil is good, but it kind of depends what I'm in the mood for. But I think it is the superior version. I know there's got to be one I like a lot, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, just the director's cut, and we were talking about this last week. I think when we were talking about the fall of the House of Usher, we were talking about Mike Flanagan, and we were talking about a bunch of things about Flanagan, and the stuff that we liked from him. And I remember saying, Dr. Sleep was something that I didn't initially love, but I love that movie. It's so good. Rebecca Ferguson is incredible as Rose the Hat. She's like, it's like literally something special for me, that character, that performance. I love Abra. I like that whole thing. I like The what are they? The Great Knot, or what are they called?
The Group.
The Knot
I don't
something.
know what they're called. I
Shit,
forgot.
I can't remember. Something to do with the knot. I love that whole idea of what they're doing with the shining and the mist and or the
Mm-hmm.
steam. I love all of that stuff. I just think that Ewan McGregor was miscast as Danny. I like Ewan McGregor plenty, but there was something about his portrayal in the movie that just didn't feel right to me. I don't know why. I can't really pinpoint it in any way. I just think that of all the people in that movie, like even Cliff Curtis is really good. The girl that plays Abra is great, Rebecca Ferguson and her whole crew. But I think you could replace Ewan McGregor as Danny, and the movie would still work, no matter who you put in there.
I think I can agree with that. Even though I like him in the role, I don't think that. Well, I think it also comes down to there's not a lot for Danny to do.
Yeah, it's really not. It's like in a roundabout way, it is and is not Danny's story. Like they make it that way by the end of it when they go back to the hotel and he talks to his father and all that kind of stuff. But it's really like a lot about Abra.
There's a lot to it. But I do like his performance. I like him in it. I wouldn't change him. Like I wouldn't switch him out. But I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, well, that was a really, really interesting double feature to watch as well. Obviously Doctor Sleep is a sequel to the book, The Shining, but they don't make it that obvious that it's not. Like there's stuff in the first book that is in the second book, but not in the movie Doctor Sleep. Like particularly in the first movie or in The Shining, the book, like the hedges come alive and like everything like that, and they're like monsters and they're part of the hotel that comes alive and attack Danny.
I don't think I'd like that.
Yeah. So then in the second in Doctor Sleep, that's the same thing again. Like they come back to life again, and they just leave that part out of it. There's more of a battle with, or that's just in the book. There's more of a battle between Danny and his father in the Doctor Sleep, the book. So I've always liked that about the movie, even though at the time I didn't enjoy Doctor Sleep a lot. I like the fact that they blended the both of them together, where you can just see The Shining and then just see Doctor Sleep rather than having read The Shining and watched Doctor Sleep. I always like that they blended those two together to make a cohesive experience. And it's so crazy how different Doctor Sleep is to The Shining too, with Rose the Hat and her old group and what The Shining is and the steam and everything, and just everything that was added on to it based on what The Shining is or was. It's crazy how a sequel, but how different they are. But how I think they still work so incredibly well together, especially in a double feature. Even in the flashback scenes from Doctor Sleep when young Danny is there and his mother is there and all that kind of stuff, and like even the old hotel shots. I love it. I love Doctor Sleep, and I'm so glad that I watched it again. I'm so glad I got the director's cut because that's going to be the only one that I ever watch ever again.
That's cool. I still haven't seen the director's cut, but I will get to it.
Yeah,
I also want to do the
I don't know what to tell you how it's different because I honestly don't know. I don't know what the differences are between the theatrical and the director's cut.
I'll probably look it up after I watch it. I'd like to get to it maybe this week, but you know how that goes. I also want to watch The Shining because I was thinking about it. I haven't watched The Shining since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't like it. I was probably around 10 years old. I don't know. I've seen it I've seen pieces of it since then, and it just doesn't really click with me. But maybe if I see it now, start to finish as an adult, I'll be like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah, I think it was a little while ago. There was something on Twitter I saw you saying that you chose something else over it, or you said you didn't like it as much anymore. But I don't see why you wouldn't like it. I really don't. Yeah, I don't know. So I look forward to you if you watch it again to hear what you have to say about it.
Also, I thought of another director's cut that The Lord of the Rings. There's only the 4-hour versions.
I would 100% agree with that. Those are the only versions that I will ever watch.
Theatrical does not count anymore. Eric says the Kingdom of Heaven director's cut is the best example to the point of it's a different film than theatrical. That is true. That's a really good one. Ian says, I love the Shining scene in Ready Player One. That was cool. So you had a Stephen King week.
Yeah, I had a Stephen King kind of week. I watched Gen V as well. It's incredible as always. We can talk. Do you want to talk about The Fall of House of Usher today, or do you want to talk about it later? I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, okay.
So we can wait, or you can
Which
give me whatever
episode are
you
you
want.
on?
So. I just finished 5, the Telltale Heart one.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. We'll talk about it next week, so that way we could really get into it. And I'm sure
that makes sense.
It'll be a hot topic because there's some spoilers and stuff if you haven't watched it yet that I don't think you'd want to know beforehand.
Cool.
But I will say this: after watching it, this is not related to the show itself. I think Bruce Greenwood as Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie should happen.
He's so good.
He's just great, and he comes off as like old and mean, which I think Bruce should be in Batman Beyond.
Yep.
And he already does the voice anyway. Let's give it a try.
That's what I was thinking. He's already got it.
In the extended cuts, not. I don't know if they're. I think they're considered director's cuts.
I think.
I mean, what's the difference between extended and directors?
I don't know.
I would think it's the same.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. But yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quick said, "I love the director's cut of Doctor Sleep, but there's one scene that I wish wasn't longer. Rough to see."
Yep. I remember watching that in theaters, and the movie came out in 2019. My son was 4 years old at the time, so I was still in kind of weird dad mode, and I still am in weird dad mode now. It's so hard to watch the scene where the group grabs the young baseball boy, and they do the horrible things to him.
Scene.
It's so hard, and I think I did read about this because I had to look up. It's what's his name, Jacob Tremblay. I looked up his name, and they added more blood to the scene in the director's cut, which makes it a little tougher. That scene is so hard to watch.
I forgot about it until you just brought it up.
And I knew it was coming, and I kept trying to prepare myself for watching it. It's just I couldn't. I had to turn away at points and just not watch it because it's just so hard. And like Jacob Tremblay, like such a nice little guy, and then.
Yeah, Jacob Tremblay or whatever it is. He comes across as like a friendly kid, but then I also think of him from that movie. What's it called? Good Boys.
Good Boys, yeah.
And it kind of shatters that that notion that he's just a sweet baseball kid. No, did you see what he was doing?
Yeah, that's right.
Not saying he deserved it. He's not like Georgie. Georgie absolutely did, but that's another conversation that we went over.
Who deserves it more, Georgie or baseball?
Georgie, every time.
Jeez.
It's a dumb kid. But yeah, that is a rough scene. I didn't know that's interesting that they extended that particular one.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why they would do that. I think that was rough for most viewers.
Yeah.
Zeddy with me on the Bruce Wayne thing. Phil says House of Usher is brilliant. I agree. Kid wanted to corrupt his friends with Molly. Yeah, and Good Boys, Jacob was all about Molly and stuff.
Come on. Molly and stuff.
Yeah, Molly and stuff. Ian says House of Usher is pretty awesome. Final episode wasn't the best conclusion for me, but it worked. I kind of agree, but we'll talk about it next week.
Can I just ask? So I'm at episode 5. Mm-hmm. How did you watch the show? Did you just watch it all the way through? Did you do it over a couple days?
No, I did it over 3 days because the first night I was really tired. I like one eye open, so I watched the first episode, then I watched 3 the following night, and the rest the next night.
When did you realize how much you liked it? After what episode?
First episode.
Really? Okay.
Because I realized this is like spooky Succession,
and
I was just sold from that alone.
Nice.
You know, I mean, Roderick basically is Logan.
Yeah.
He's Logan Roy. and Frederick is a lot like Kendall, I think.
Froderick?
Yeah, Froderick is like Kendall. Even Tammy is a lot like Shiv, so it just worked for me. They even kind of have a similar look.
Stranger.
Yeah, but Bev is still the devil. Not going to get over it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's it. That was all my major watches this week. I don't know what I'm going to watch this week. Finished House of Usher, but I kept thinking about the Universal Monster movies that I think I might try and get to this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think I will. All right, Chris, what'd you watch?
Just some stuff. I got to I rewatched Freddy versus Jason for the first time probably since it hit DVD because DVDs were a thing at one point. And yeah, it's fun, but it hasn't aged that well for me. I
Okay,
understand though.
whoa.
Oh,
So at the time you loved it, right? Or
no,
you liked it a lot?
I liked
Or
it.
okay,
I think at the time I said, "Oh, this was fun.
right.
This
Okay.
was entertaining." Now it's kind of like I'm glad this era of slashers is done.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's more where I sit with it now. I'm glad this era is gone. I think we have better horror now. And again, I've said this before. I don't like Fun Freddy.
Right.
I don't find it entertaining. I like when he's a little bit darker,
Mm-hmm.
or like the way he's presented, like in 3 and 4, or the new Nightmare. That's kind of my version I prefer. Or even the remake, which I know is going to ruffle some feathers.
Don't start that again.
I'm not. I'm just saying. But I do enjoy it. It's just not my favorite thing. I also like that it's short. I think the runtime is great, and the final battle is pretty spectacular.
That's what I was thinking. This final battle seems like it kind of makes up for whatever happens before that.
Yeah, the final battle is definitely worth it. I also hate Kelly Rowland, like taunting them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Why do we have this in horror movies? When it's a human killer, I can kind of get like if it's Ghostface
Mm-hmm.
or even Michael Myers to an extent because he's essentially a human.
Essentially.
Well, depending what timeline we're watching, or he might even be a hobo. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
But with this, you're taunting a dream demon and whatever the hell Jason is supposed to be at this point, a giant angry zombie. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is what is Jason at that point?
I don't know.
At least Freddy is a dream demon, like you're saying. Like Jason's just a guy.
He's just an angry dude.
Yeah.
And this is clearly the Jason from Jason Goes to Hell.
Right.
So you have that baggage with them too. What's going on there? I don't know. And why would you taunt this creature? Do you want to die? I don't know. Who says he even understands what you're saying at that point? No one knows. But I watched that. That was I'd say it's still fun, but I think I could do without seeing it for another decade. Then I watched one of my favorites, Lost Boys. I don't think I need to get into that one. Everybody knows it's wonderful. And then this is the one that kind of surprised me. I decided to watch Casper. When is the last time you watched the Casper film?
At least 15 years ago.
What do you remember from it?
Bill Pullman, Christina Ricci,
Everybody's favorite president.
Yeah, what are they? His brothers, Casper's brothers. What are they? His uncles. What is it? I don't know. The whiny, blonde, angry woman. The guy from Monty Python.
Oh, is that what he's from? Okay, I thought he was from that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Devin Sawyer. Is that Devin Sawyer or no?
Sawa. Yeah, Sawa.
Is it him? Yeah.
Yeah, he is in it for a second. Okay, we'll get that in a second. Zeddy says, "I recommend Hush to any fans of Katie Seagal. She's fantastic in it." Yeah, she was really good in House of Usher too. Maybe I will watch Hush. Are we sure Michael is human with those eyes? He does have the devil's eyes. I've heard that. Ian asks, talk about horrors. Anyone seen His House? I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And Loki and Scavenger's Reign made me think about that movie. Really creepy. I haven't heard of it. Okay, so Casper. I loved this movie as a kid, but I haven't seen it in so long. It really, like, I remember nothing except, like you said, Bill Pullman, Christina Ricci, and I knew Devin Sawa played the human version of Casper, even though he doesn't do the voice.
Yeah, that's missed opportunity.
It was just kind of odd. Like, okay, he sounds like a little kid.
Yep.
And then, he's not a little kid. He's a 12-year-old.
That's right.
And the way they place that, okay, when he's a ghost, he wants to play with toys and trains. When he's 12, he wants to dance and make out with Christina Ricci. I don't know.
Understandable.
I guess. He also had 4 fingers as a ghost, 5 as a kid. Not picking on it. But anyway, the movie is
Simpsons
fun.
character.
Yeah, it's still entertaining, and it's got like a charm to it, like a
Mm-hmm.
because they don't make movies that are this simple anymore. Everything has to be like complicated. There's always going to be like an extra plot in the back of the mind, like a Christopher Nolan twist on it or a take. This is just, hey, here's a ghost in a house and he makes friends with his family. That's all you need.
Simple.
Yeah, and the effects are really cool because, again, they were made in the early 90s and they still hold up just fine.
Yeah, I like the way the ghosts look. I think they look all right.
They look okay. They're voiced pretty well. Brad Garrett does the voice for one of the uncles.
Oh, the fat one, probably?
Yes, the fat one. He does the voice. That was fun. And just the cast. It was cool to see the guy. Like Dan Aykroyd is in there as Ray Stantz.
Yeah, that's right. That was so strange when he showed up.
He was like an in and out cameo. It was so quick.
Yeah, and for some reason he was scared of the ghosts.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, hey, that's Ray. He's scared of a ghost now. And he had the mustache, which was odd.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just called him, hey, can you show up for a day? Yeah. It's fun, though. It's a fun cameo. Then the priest that walks in with and then they turn his head around and he's still alive.
I forgot about the
It's a great Halloween movie, and it's good for like a family thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
It was also one of those things, don't try to look at it from like a cinematic point of view. Like cinematic quality, because it's not a good idea.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah. Ian says Casper was huge when it came out. I remember there being an amazing ice pop with blue goo in it. Why was there blue goo? Was that like Casper's blood?
Don't say what it was.
Did anyone collect the Casper Panini stickers? What are those? Grab says he's not a Ghostbuster. He was in the movie, though. He was wearing his uniform with the pack and everything.
Yeah, what do you mean he's not a Ghostbuster?
He's not really a Ghostbuster.
How do you know?
He makes vodka and skulls. That's what he really does. I think it's called Crystal Skull Vodka.
Yeah, that's right.
I've tried it. It's disgusting.
Oh, poor Dan Aykroyd.
He should stick to busting ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And other
I
movies.
believe you. And no, just
over Callahan.
No, just the Ghostbusters.
Garfield Halloween special is my go-to classic. Oh, that is fun. Have you watched any Halloween specials yet this season?
I watched a whole bunch of the Simpsons ones. Does that count?
Yeah, I watched one of those too.
Yeah, we watched from season 3 to season 9, the good seasons. So watched some of those. Were fun. I like the one where Burns is Dracula. I
remember as a kid being really hyped for that particular one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is awesome. 2 things I like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I figured Grabs didn't see it. He hasn't seen it.
We wouldn't make it up.
I mean, I could make it up. Bill says it was a Disney Channel one, but I always enjoyed My Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. I was on TikTok and I was scrolling through it, and there's some kind of like really horrifying Disney special for Halloween that they only made one of them, and then after that, everything was like Halloween Town. I think because it was too extreme, but I can't remember the name of it now. If anybody
what is Halloween Town anyway?
It's kind of like, imagine if the Nightmare Before Christmas Town was real and you can get there. That's what it is.
What's with all that talk of the prequel to the Nightmare Before Christmas?
I don't know, but Sasha and Zeddy have watched Hocus Pocus like 5 times this month.
That's good. Good for them.
I'm assuming it's only the first one, though. I saw that too. I would be okay with like a prequel or a sequel. I think there's there's already a comic prequel, and there's a sequel. That's a book. There's also like a Sally spinoff. I would love to see something from the franchise.
I don't know. It's just so good.
Yeah, but if you get something, it's not going to like ruin the other thing.
How can you have a prequel to it? He finds Christmas in this one.
Well, it would be the prequel of how he became Jack the Pumpkin King.
Oh, so it wouldn't be the Nightmare Before Christmas. It'd be
something
else entirely.
Jack finds Halloween and is the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, maybe he liked Thanksgiving before, and now he's
he might have been a big St. Patrick's guy, St. Patrick's Day guy. Who knows?
That was always something I was wondering about. It's like they never went into any of the other lands. Like when he's out in the woods there and he sees all the trees with the doors on them, he never goes to any of the other ones. That would be an interesting idea, maybe if he goes to other, he goes to Valentine's Day land or Thanksgiving land and sees what's happening around there.
I would see St. Patrick's Day land. What is that like?
Just drinking and leprechauns? I don't know.
Or something that's like national. What is it? Canada Day, or like 4th of July.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, some other holiday that's exclusive to one area of the world.
In the multiverse of Jack the Pumpkin King.
Yeah, let's see that. I'm curious what he would look like though if they were to do something now, because obviously they would update the design because we have the technology.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they'll do stop motion, which takes away some of the charm.
Mm-hmm.
But
it takes away a lot of the. Yeah.
I'd still be in for that. I think there's enough to mine there because there was a lot of characters, and the movie's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's a quick watch, that's for sure.
The one before The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, they could call it that. Sure. Ian says names. Sequel because we need the Christmas element. I don't feel like the Christmas part of it is as big as the Halloween part of it. Even though I watch it like in the middle of the season, I think that it's primarily the Halloween stuff. Now this is the comment. Eric says as long as the forward dates is Leprechaun for the St. Patrick's Day one. That's what we really need. Leprechaun.
I'm proud to say that you have yet to force me to watch that movie. So.
Oh, it's coming. I have to figure out a show built around it so that we can watch it. I haven't done it yet, but I will.
Run out of time there, big guy.
No, we'll figure it out. And if not this year, we'll get it going.
Yeah, it's like next year, Jesus.
Or maybe we have like a St. Patrick's Day special. We could get hammered and watch it live or something. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Leprechaun is the one with Jennifer Aniston. That was, I think, her first movie because she was on some soap operas, I think, and the Ferris Bueller's Day Off TV series, and then Leprechaun. Did anyone watch The Werewolf by Night in color? It doesn't really appeal to me. I didn't love it enough to watch it again, but I was kind of curious about the color. Did you see it, Emmet?
I saw some pictures from it, but much like you're talking about the idea about Nightmare Before Christmas and the stop motion being part of the charm, I thought part of the charm for Werewolf by Night was the black and white.
I did too.
So I'd wonder about the color. I wonder about the oversaturation of it or the over marvelization of it if they add too much color to it. But I'd be interested to see what Man-Thing looks like with a little bit of color. But much like you, I didn't enjoy it enough to even watch it a second time.
I kind of wonder what the color even adds to it because I agree. Yeah. The black and white is part of it. It looks like Universal Monster movie, and that's just fun.
Yeah, I thought that was the shtick. The idea.
Yeah, the shtick. I was hoping they would have another Halloween special this year, but that was not the case.
Well, that's what I was hoping too. I thought they were going to do more of these specials. I thought there was like they get the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yeah,
the Werewolf by Night. Like no more. Like those are some of the good ones. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special was great.
I thought so too.
I know some people liked Werewolf by Night. Give us some more specials.
I think we're the minority.
Yeah, that's true about a lot of things.
Right. I think a lot of people like this special. But there's so many characters they could do specials with, especially when it comes to a holiday thing. I mean, wishful thinking, but I'd love to see an X-Men Christmas special.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be a blast. You mean
I'm all sitting around a table having Christmas dinner or something?
Yeah, Wolverine can carve the turkey with his claws. It's a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yes, let's go. So maybe we'll get that when they eventually get introduced in 10 years. But there's plenty of horror characters too. To even have to use the horror characters for a Halloween special. You could use any character, throw them in a Halloween setting. But I thought we would have more by this time, but we don't. So that's
who knows what's happening with Marvel now, anyways.
A lot of restructuring, from what I understand. Did
you
watch Loki?
No.
Okay, I didn't either.
Nope. Didn't enjoy the first season, so I'm not gonna watch the second one.
I was busy playing Spider-Man.
A lot of Spider-Man.
A lot of Spider-Man.
So much Spider-Man this weekend, 100%.
That took over the last 48 hours for me. I'm
There's a
surprised
lot of, and there's a lot of people in our timeline that are playing it too. Like the game is huge.
The majority of people in my timeline are playing it.
Yeah, everyone's posting pictures or everyone's talking about it, and yeah, it's a lot of people are playing this game.
It's a good time. Like I said, the one where we beat Raider together.
Yeah, together.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
Yeah, you had to get the physical copy, because PlayStation Store wasn't working for you.
Yeah, it kept screwing up, and I just gave up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I don't need it digital. I guess I'll just buy it physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, of course, a lot of people are physical only, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm one of you for this one.
One of you. I'm about 7 hours into it now, 50%, I think. It's one of those games, and it's like, oh, I'll play the mainline story, and like, oh, I don't want to go too fast. I want let's do some side missions. So. Yeah, and me and my son did that a lot in the later half of this afternoon. Was doing a lot of side missions, doing the science stuff, doing the Prowler.
Those are fun.
What do you call them? Prowler locations.
Safe house things.
Yeah, and doing the crystal things, Marco's.
Oh, I like those too.
Crystals, and then getting into some Mysterio stuff, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we this afternoon we did a lot of side missions. Just like it's gonna be one of those games where he's like, oh, it's over now, like, and I don't want it to be over.
Long for it.
Yeah, and like the story's really starting to pick up in where I'm at too. So yeah, it's very good. The mechanics are great. There's some weird, wonky story bits that I'm not fully on board with. Character designs I'm not fully on board with. But the way it plays is just so smooth. Like everything about it is so smooth.
It's very polished.
Mm-hmm.
Ian says, if you want to play a game with your kids, the new Mario is so fun. Yeah, I will probably get that for my little one at some point.
Yeah, it came out on the wrong weekend. We're Spider-Man.
Yeah, it came out on the wrong weekend. Exactly. I will get it for her. She doesn't. I don't think she really likes the Mario stuff that much, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And that's something we can play together.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We'll get to it.
All right, Chris, are we doing something next weekend? Do we want to announce something that we're doing, or are we just gonna make it, kind of make it up as we go along, as we usually do?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. But I mean, the general thing is, next week is the 75th episode, which means Emmet and I have spent roughly 75 hours together, and so next week we want to have some of our friends on with us. So we're going to be reaching out to you guys. If you guys want to hop on, we can all hang out together, and I think it'll be a good time. We could also maybe make it Halloween themed.
We have no idea
what happens. I mean,
all we know is we want to hang out with some of our friends. That's pretty much the gist of it.
We may have costumes. We probably won't. We may talk spooky stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We may debut some.
Yeah, there could be a game. There could not be a game. Who the hell knows?
I don't know. Change is coming.
Oh yeah, that's right. The new host.
Yeah. We have a new host. His name is Bruce.
Exactly.
But yeah, that'll be next week, and then it'll be fun. I originally envisioned it as kind of like a Halloween party because of the date, but what that actually entails, we don't know.
No,
we'll see. Spooky 75th, maybe that's what we'll call it.
Yeah, plans may or may not come together, folks. But if you're joining us next weekend, come hang out and join us with some friends. Friends are fun.
The new host is me. I thought it was Sasha. Cookie says, let's get spooky. Spooky. Yes, the hot rod. But yeah, that's next week.
What are you going to watch this week, Chris?
So
maybe Dr. Sleep in The Shining.
I want to at least get to at least The Shining, just to see, do I still not like this movie? I want to watch one of the Halloween movies because I haven't got to that yet. I didn't get to interview this week because Spider-Man. And Fall House of Usher, that kind of took a lot of time too. So probably Interview, The Shining, and one of the Halloween movies. That's the goal.
I've seen a lot of talk of Halloween 4 on my timeline over the last couple of days. Yeah, people like, I don't know what's.
I think
what's
it's some anniversary for it.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is, and 4 is also just really good. I think 4 is really good. Eric says I need to get to the last 2 Halloween films. Which last 2? The David Gordon Green ones, or are we talking the Rob Zombie ones? Because we're not about that life. If you are, that's fine though.
We're not about that life.
His house. Okay, yeah, and I'll check out his house. His house, if I get a chance. I gotta look that up and see what it is.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah. A refugee couple makes a harrowing escape from a war-torn South Sudan, but then they struggle to adjust to their new life in an English town that has an evil lurking beneath the surface.
What kind of evil is it?
I don't know. It's from a couple years ago. It's got Matt Smith in it, the guy from...
That's the Doctor Who guy?
Yeah, Doctor Who guy, and he was in Game of... Yeah, that's right. Game of Thrones spin-off. What the hell is it called now? House of something?
Fire and Dragon.
Fire and...
Fire.
Fire and Ice. House of the Dragon.
House of the
That's it. He's in it. I don't know anybody else is in it, though.
Whenever I think of Matt Smith, and this is probably terrible, I just go to Morbius.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
One day.
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably. I don't. It's not like a Mustang. Howard the Duck. That's now we're talking. Also want to do a Jordan Peele rewatch.
I was thinking about that too, Eric. I was thinking about watching Get Out and Nope again. Or
Get
not
Out.
Nope. Us. I haven't seen Us in a long time.
That is good. I think Get Out is his best film, though.
Oh, yes.
The
so
Lurking
good.
Evil. Yeah, Get Out to me is like, I would say a gem.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good. I do like Us, but I don't really love the ending. I like the twist, but the actual ending, like what it is, like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was another one of those movies that I saw in theaters and liked, but then I never went back to it again. So it need a home rewatch.
His house is very Jordan Peele-esque.
Okay. All right, Ian's really selling us on his house here. We better watch it here.
Have a good night, Grabs. Yeah, I think Ian is trying to sell us on this show, so I might have to check it out.
Did you invest in the movie, Ian? Are you a backer? Did you put money in his house? Do you need us to watch it for views?
If I watch His House, Ian, does that mean you will watch Howard the Duck?
Let's negotiate here.
It's a good negotiation tactic, I would say. Howard for His House. Oh, he's in it. Okay.
There you go. See, I knew it. I knew it was something.
I'll try to get to it. What are you going to watch this week?
I think I'm going to do them Universal Monsters. Although I don't know, like, so I have to buy these or stream them somewhere.
They're on Amazon.
They're on Amazon to rent, I think. Are they the 4K good versions?
I mean, they're like 100 years old.
Yeah, I know, but like there are like the 4K releases make them look really nice and good.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
So if I have to rent them off of Amazon. They're not on Amazon up here.
Oh, okay.
They're nowhere for free up here. So if I do rent it from Amazon or from anywhere, it's going to be the good 4K, good looking version, not a scratchy looking 100-year-old movie.
They do look really good in 4K.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
The Dracula one I have looks great. Frankenstein looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really, all the ones I've been watching. I don't think Wolfman is a good looking movie, period. That's just me. But everything else has been really nice.
So in which order should I watch them in? You think it makes a difference?
No, they're all separate. I would think, though, I would start with Dracula because that's just me. And I would do Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. That's the order I would watch.
Okay. I don't know if I'll get to more than 3 or 4 of them. So
they're really short, so that helps too. Like watching 2 of them is like watching one modern film.
Right.
And they're fun, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna finish House of Usher, probably for the next couple of days.
It's very lemon.
Hashtag lemon.
Hashtag lemon.
That scene is so good. Bruce unit is so good in that little mini monologue. Holy cow.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to finish it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'll give my overall thoughts when it all happens. I'm assuming probably when we get to it next week, everyone we have on might have watched it already, so maybe we can talk about it then as well.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe. All right, Chris, let's get out of here. Hit us up with your plugs. Where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter, if that's your thing, at thatchris70. I also would like you to follow the show I do with my buddies Phil Walsh and Anthony Caruso over at DC Unlimited Pod. And as always, I would love it if you would follow this show at G of the Geeks. Emmet is better with the rest of the plugs, so he's going to take over.
Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us there. I want to say thanks to Eric, Travis, Phil, Seti, Ian, Cookie. Don't know if I missed anybody. Thanks for watching, everybody who did watch. And I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button as well. And we will catch you next weekend for our 75th spooky expected, super fragilistic, amazing show that we're going to be doing. What do you think about that?
I was just saying calling it Boo Fest.
Boob or boo?
Boo.
Boo Fest. Oh, Boo Fest. Oh, my God.
I think you heard what you wanted to hear.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's enough.
Boo Fest or something. We'll figure it out.
The spooky 75th. Yeah,
I think we'll stick with that.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that word. Okay, spooky spectacular.
In saying all of that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
See you guys next week.